1957 Grumman hydrofoil. Literally has wings and they fold down, and the idea is that it's a hydrofoil, so when you plane out, the entire boat rides up out of the water. Allegedly some kind of military prototype, and they only made 2 of them. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I've talked to some people that knew some history about this. They claim it does work, but it's also been sitting for like 20 some years since it was last in the water. I mean, these stickers are from 1980. We have like the original drawings, pencil drawings for this boat. It claims it does 74 miles an hour with a 40 horsepower engine on it. Dude, that sounds terrifying. 74 in this thing would be terrifying. It's literally a tin can. And today we're gonna test it out. I just cleaned this boat, which is like an impossible task, but now I gotta get the steering right. And it has very old school cable steering. It's pretty simple in the way it works. Hooks here and here, there's springs. And then when you spin the wheel up under here, there is this drum and the cable's wrapped around here. So I don't think it's that difficult. I just gotta figure out how many turns need to go on here, get it all rigged back up right.
Going through the carburetor of this 1950 something, 57, 55. Evinrude, big twin 35. Honestly, I've been through a lot of carburetors. I'm not scared of going through 4 carbs on like a 40 horsepower Yamaha, syncing them all together and easy. This is pretty complex carburetor. I think this is a jet. It screws in from the side. It has knobs that go, and that's how you adjust it. They usually only have a couple gaskets in there. There's not much to them, but this thing has every gasket, has cotter pins, freeze plugs, but I'm just going through it in detail now. I really have no idea what I'm doing.
So we've gotten the carburetor pretty much back together, what Riley did. I'm working on the steering. So we're both playing to our strengths right now, but we're both sort of puzzled by 1950s technology, which is, I don't know if that's concerning or what, but.
I like to meet the guy, if he's still alive, who designed this, so I can make fun of him. That Everett's now a business because of this design.
Yeah, it looks very simple, and it is, but it's just like not convenient. Riley, I think the guy that invented this is well past his pension.
Good.
His kids probably talk about how their great-granddad worked on Everett's.
I just need like another quarter turn. With this.
Oh boy, it's going to the vice grips.
How'd you get this off?
Tiny Asian fingers.
I must have loosened it for you, I forgot.
Looks tight to me.
It's not tight. It's, you can't get no throw on it. It really needs like another quarter turn.
Yeah, and to take this off, you gotta take like the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
There it is.
You got it?
Oh god, is the other one good?
Yeah, is it tight?
Yes.
Alright, take your
I'm
word.
gonna get one more.
It's your motor. That nut's gonna come loose just as you're cracking 70 miles an hour. The boat's gonna lose all power and nosedive.
That sounds like a pretty good idea, because that would mean that we fixed the steering and got the engine running and got the wings right, so I'll take it.
Spend a week making a tiller instead of a couple hours fixing the steering.
Does that boat go on?
What?
Won't go. I mean, it's like, it doesn't.
You have to pull the freaking jets off? Oh my god.
Slow. Start. Fast. So you usually have cables to it, so.
Yeah. You don't want someone back here.
No.
A little faster.
Oh yeah, it's a original hose.
How's it coming, fellas?
We should just put a Yamaha BC on it.
Do you have a dual fuel?
Yeah.
Tank, yeah.
They say that those are dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Because you have pressurized fuel.
Yeah, that does seem sketchy, doesn't it? I can appreciate this like old technology and stuff, but like, I'll tell you what, it works, but man, is it ever just a pain. It's probably not meant to run with this engine.
I mean, it's all period correct.
It looks like it's made to do exactly what it's doing.
We do have a little bit of a problem. So this thing goes into here, which is fine, but then when you steer it, this cable hits this thing, which is the throttle, and we don't really want to take this off, so I'm going to try to just drop the connection point down a little bit and see if it works, although I just spent like an hour working on the steering and just got it to work, so let's see if this works. Hopefully it didn't throw off all my steering geometry. Oh, and it totally did. Does need to be a little tighter, I think, but we'll see if it works. Well, that's not good either. This thing is just not meant to be.
Now what does it hit?
Just watch it.
There we go. Oh, that's less than ideal.
Well, if you trim it down, it might prevent that too.
I don't think it made a difference because that moves with it.
Try it.
Yeah.
It needs to stick further in the boat. And the problem is over that way it hits that corner of the
If we move this whole system to being like flat under here,
Seems
we'll
like
get the pulley
that
this
wants
out.
to be closer. That's a lot of anglage.
So we got the motor, we got the carburetor put back together. We're still working on the steering. That's a whole nother deal. We just want to see if it runs, mostly to make ourselves feel better. This fuel tank system is very dangerous, but that's the way they came. So this motor uses crankcase pressure through one of these lines to pressurize the fuel tank to then force fuel into the carburetor, which is, it's clever, but it's definitely seems a little sketchy and a little complicated, and that is because this thing does not have a fuel pump. I guess they just never did. Riley claims the fuel pump was never invented, so this thing's under pressure. That seems crazy. And you push this instead of a primer bulb, you have this. Oh, great, that leaks. All right, we're gonna try to start this thing officially for the first time. Whoa, we're moving. It actually ran. I give that a 10% chance of running.
It ran, but it don't run. Oh, she smells good.
It's from a different era. We have our Evinrude Big Twin 35. Shockingly a very clean engine, but it's very old. So we had to replace every single fuel line. We had to tear the ignition apart, build an ignition system out of another parts engine that we had, to rebuild the entire carburetor and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then it's very, very, very hard to start. It's supposed to have electric start, but it doesn't. It's missing the starter. So you have to pull it over. And it has compression release, but it's essentially like trying to pull start a two-stroke Harley. If you ever kicked over like a 500cc dirt bike, it's kind of like that, just with your arm. So in order to get this thing to run and diagnose it, we have to get a starter for it, which we have ordered. Another issue is that this boat was kind of designed around a specific engine to use, and it's not this one. It was a Mercury version of this engine, basically. So this engine sticks a lot further into the boat than the Mercury was designed to. So we had issues with, this is the little thing that sticks on here that the steering goes to, but when you turn it, it hits either side of the engine, it hits the throttle, it hits the other side. So we have to reconfigure the steering. We're still trying to figure out how many turns we need on the drum for each cable to make it equal, to be able to get full lock steering. We also have to modify the anchor points. Since the anchor points originally were all the way back here, we can't get full swing out of the engine. So we have to move these up so they're parallel with this. That's not the end of the world, but it's not a super easy feat. Also, the wings for the boat that are the thing that makes the magic happen, makes it fly, they're in pretty good shape for what they are. But there is some things that need attention, like underneath of here, we took these apart and basically all the fiberglass on the top of these that holds these bolts, a little sleeve that holds the bolts, is missing and cracked. So we have to pull these apart and do a bunch of fiberglass repair to the top side of the wings. Also, a lot of the fasteners and things like that are kind of in hard shape. So we need to go over all the little apertures and trim tabs and whatever, just to make them all operate properly. We also need to just do a little general fiberglass repair on little parts of the wings that are chipped up and stuff. The other big problem that we have is the cables for the motor. They're super old and they're pretty much locked up. So we did end up getting new cables. Still, another thing that takes a fair amount of time. The fuel tank even has issues. This fuel tank that's also 75 years old needs to be airtight, which it's not. We ordered a rebuild kit for the fuel tank, which is just gaskets and O-rings. The other thing that we have going on here, a little bit of an alignment issue. The wings go here through these bars so they can flip up and down. But then for the wings to lock down, they have this little lip right here. The wings lay flat, and then there's an aluminum handle with a little thing that grabs under there, and then the wing locks down to the side of the boat so it's not flying up. There's a dent on this pontoon thing. This dent has actually tweaked everything in the boat just a tiny bit so that this no longer locks. And we definitely need these things to lock before we take it, because you'll take a turn and it'll fly off. None of these things are huge deals, and as you can see, it's not like we gotta replace a floor, we gotta put electronics, like nothing. We're very fortunate that there's nothing else in this boat. But I'm not gonna lie, when we got this boat, I thought, oh, we throw some fuel to it, clean the carburetor, throw some fuel to it, boom, we can take it out and use it. We're essentially just trying to tackle as many of these little issues as we can and get her as close to the water as possible. I'm so excited to see this thing go out of all the stuff that we've got because it's just so freaking cool. I will answer a question that we got last time. Why are you messing with this old engine when you could just throw a newer engine that's easier to get parts for and use it just to see if it works? This engine has a shaft extension in it. So this is a 25-inch shaft motor, which is very, very uncommon for this horsepower. So big engines, 75s, 200s, are pretty standard with a 25-inch shaft, but obviously that engine would be way too big for this boat. Basically, they don't make 20, 30, 40 horsepower engines with 25-inch shafts, and we don't want a special order of something because we don't have that kind of budget. This is the one we have that has the long shaft that's gonna work, and you need the long shaft because the boat rides up out of the water. So this still needs to be in the water. It's basically a big two-stroke Harley engine, and it sounds pretty wicked, and I think it would just be super cool to have this old wicked engine on this boat. All right, so I got these are like new pulleys, just so that I don't have to like mess with those old ones. I can just leave them and not have to screw with it. So we're gonna use the very scientific method of eyeballing it, which we're all pretty good at actually at this point. I do hate defiling something like this, but it's what's gonna make it work, so. It's the only chance this thing has of ever living. This ain't no museum piece. I don't believe in museum pieces that don't get used. Things wanna live. This one needs to be lower to clear this. I should have made it lower, but I just didn't. Well, I gotta even make sure that when I steer, it's gonna go the right way. So I go left. Yes, that will push you left. That will be right. And it's not a complicated system if you get it right.
That seems nice and tight, as long as no interference.
Well, we're about to find out if there's interference. The downward angle is also what's making it hard. Yeah, either that needs to be a small pulley. You know what else would make it easier is if we
Grease those fair leads.
that, and if we dropped these down with these eyes.
I just don't like that because it has a chance of spreading.
That's not gonna spread that. It's not that much tension on it. This doesn't like being not on an even plane. I mean, really, this wants to be up here, but the problem is if we put it up there, then it hits that.
Shut off a crappy little red nut tool.
Yep. So these are the wings. These are the thing that sets this boat apart from all the others. It's also the thing that's giving us quite a bit of trouble. The whole thing's made out of fiberglass, but the top end of this thing is pretty roached. We're gonna have to pull these apart and then figure out a way to kind of build the glass back up. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about as to like why this is not just a super simple project. So if you look down here, it has tiny trim tabs, right? These little itty bitty little things. And we don't know, does that make a big difference? Does it not really matter at all? We don't really know if it's a priority to fix or not, but you know, you look at stuff like this, the cable's snapped, right? And it moves up and down, but you can't get this bolt out because it's seized in there. We tried, just touched it and it snapped. This thing, which is what holds the cable, is completely seized into this piece. I mean, that's a whole job right there to try to fix that, and we don't even know, is it necessary? Once we test it, we can decide, yes, this needs fixed. No, that doesn't need fixed. We're gonna commence taking the wings apart. Oh, they've been repaired before, this one. Yeah, I think this is the first time this one's come apart. This one's not horrendous.
The other one's real bad.
Yeah, the other one is very bad. It does have some mud jammed in there. This one, not an awesome job, but not as bad as I thought, and it definitely looks like they just put it on wet, slammed it all back together. All right, so this is the other one. This is the problem. See, it's missing a significant part of the structure. So we got to figure out a way to kind of like remold that. I have a couple ideas, but I don't know for sure exactly what we're gonna do.
Sure that's not wood?
It's definitely not wood. It looks like either super, super high density foam or some kind of fiberglass-like material. We'll drill some holes and then start laying glass in there.
Like an artist at work over here. Jeez.
Something like that.
Like
Performing surgery. Oh God, this is not going very well. Just trying to get it to a point where it's not gonna just cause a giant air void. We're running out of time with this epoxy. Not bad, honestly. I mean, it's not good, but it's a better repair than the other one, I would think. Not only an antique boat, we have period correct switches. So we can run the starter and then also have a kill switch. We'll put the battery in this box. We actually didn't think this through super well because we have the battery and the driver's seat on one side. This is not really a boat that you use solo anyway, so I think it'll be fun.
Well, I'm not sure what's making, maybe it's these two? Okay.
At least now.
Okay, that's opposite what I want.
These two should do it too, though.
I don't know how this thing works. I'm not gonna question it.
We're also assuming that the starter actually works. It's a bold assumption. We ordered one off Amazon. I can't believe that they sell a starter for this thing on Amazon, so I am skeptical. Oh, by the way, this is a mercury switch. This is like a cutout switch, and it means it actually has mercury inside of it, so. I was gonna say that all the collectors would be crying right now that we're doing this, but we have the only one, so. We're also using period correct tools. All right, so this wing wouldn't lock because of this dent. The whole thing was a little tweaked, but between a little bit of massaging with a hard pad and a hammer, I think I got it to lock. These things are all made out of like brass or bronze or something. So it was definitely not cheap probably to get these made. Let's set it down, lock it, and then boom, we're in there. Locked in. That's a big deal because it would not even lock. We literally could not get it to lock before. So the fact that it locks now is awesome. And you don't have to get in the water and twist the wing. You can just lock it by giving it a good shove. That's huge progress here. I'm getting excited about this thing now. I wish parts were showing up. So this boat also has a wing that goes off the stern, and we honestly haven't messed with that much. I don't know why. I guess we've just been focused on the other ones, but we're gonna try to test fit it right now. It's kind of a bear to get on. It's aluminum and fiberglass.
Oh, they're fiberglass?
Yeah, let's get these ones out of the way real quick. It also has multiple settings, which is strange.
Oh, just in case you bring the big girl.
You gotta lift up and put these pins in, kind of at the same time. Looks like 1/4 hardware to me. Honestly, the back wing seems almost more problematic than the front. All these should pivot on the same axis.
Really?
Yeah. So you can flip it up. Oh, no, I gotta pull this one to try to get the alignment. It's not gonna be an easy task.
Okay, so it's this thing.
Okay, there we go. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Ah.
it's almost so close that, oh man, we break down. Wait, hold up.
You stick the pins in there. They thought everything, Riley. They thought everything.
What did it not think of?
The fact that this thing is still a pain in the butt.
John, but wrong. We have a boat with a freaking spoiler. That is solid.
I'm telling you, this thing was built with tolerances that were so stinking tight.
With fiberglass.
Clearly, this is something that engineers designed, and people were never like, hey, this sucks. Can you lighten the tolerances up so we can actually use it? One of the things that we're having issues with on this boat, all the hardware is like aircraft hardware or something. We're missing a couple nuts, and they're like the weirdest, like fine thread. What'd you say they are? 1/4 24?
1/28.
1/28 or something hardware, and like can't find it anywhere. We have an entire shop. We're digging through just like random stuff trying to find something that'll work. So this is the culprit. We actually did find a nut that works in a random box of random
nuts.
stuff.
I mean, look at that.
We may have
That's a 1/2 inch fine thread. I've never seen that. It's so weird.
It is weird.
Look, then there's a
Is it stainless? No, that's zinc.
1/2 inch fine thread with a lock nut.
This is some bizarre stuff. I found this bottle, right? It's Quicksilver. It's blue. Tastes like two-stroke. Smells like two-stroke. And I've also been running motors on this for the last 2 weeks. The Amazon motor, I ran the camo boat. And then there was one other two-stroke that I ran, all on this. I've been mixing it. I just mixed up gas to run the hydrofoil. Riley realized I've been using Quicksilver gear lube as two-stroke for the last 2 weeks.
You can't tell, so I went online. It's like, this is what gear oil looks like, and you can kind of see the little compass right there, or needles, and there's the compass.
I mean, thing is, we ran that on this before. I used that to mix the gas when we ran this engine before.
No, I mixed that, and I used the actual two-stroke oil that I bought.
You know what? Now that you mention it, that is a lot thinner than the other stuff I've been using for the last couple weeks. But, you know, if you're ever wondering, it does work, because everything I've been running appears to be running okay. All right. We even have stickers and registration for it. I think it's going to work. Pretty much everybody I know says it's not going to work. But
I mean, at least when you sell this thing in 30 years,
or maybe next year, and someone sees that sticker, they're like, it has to work. It was just in the water last year.
Right? That's what the guy in 1980 said.
Yeah.
Like, all right, so those wings there fold down on the side and lock, and we had to do quite a bit of massaging to get them to lock. We also added electric start to the engine because this thing, it has a compression release and a pull start, but it is brutal to pull over. I think that's for emergency use. We have rebuilt the carburetor from top to bottom, put new cables, shift cables, throttle cables in it. We had to rig up the steering. We have in here a battery and some switches with a solenoid, period correct switches that we found in a box in the shop. Basically, just to a solenoid to run that starter. We have a kill switch up front and a kill switch here hooked up, pretty much ready to go test it. Shift cable mounts to the side of the cowling, so we're gonna have to bolt the cowling back onto the thing. And we're gonna have to do a lot of playing with the carburetor. Like, these things are not like modern outboards, all right? So now we're very spoiled with outboards because you hit a key, they're 4-stroke and they just run. These old ones, you literally have to dial in the jets. Hopefully today we can get it in the water and get it to run. We're gonna have to mess with the engine and then go test the thing because I am super anxious.
It's wild. The motor's low enough to run, but the boat's not even touching yet.
All right, we are in the water. Got the fuel hooked up and primed. So for a kill switch, these things have a really weird system in them, but we rigged it up to pull the choke to kill it. So hopefully it works. I'm ready when you are, Riley.
We had this thing running mint before
I messed with it. That is so cool. This thing is ridiculous. All right, it may start raining here shortly, so we are gonna go. We gotta test the motor, I think, with the wings up and then give her a shot. Can we just put the wings down and send it?
The only thing I'm worried about is we gotta hop off real quick. We can't tie it up.
Stuck in reverse.
Well, at least we got reverse.
Yeah, it's stuck in reverse.
I say put her back in the boat ramp.
So we had kind of an epic failure. Luckily, we did find the problem. And the problem is right in here through this access panel, that brass thing or whatever it's made out of is the shift shaft linkage. You can see up there, it's missing the bolt that holds the shift shaft into the linkage. There's a good chance that that bolt is fell out and is in the lower unit. So we're gonna try to pull the lower unit, see if we can find it, but also it's now thunderstorming and supposed to stay thunderstorming for quite a while. After much messing with it, I think we got it. Good call, good call. You wanna mess with the jet, the high speed first before we put the wings down?
I mean, try it, see what happens. Jet's vibrating and moving itself.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I was wondering if that's what was happening. Can you tighten that screw down in there? I wonder if that's what those little pegs are for.
Alright, that's back to where she was. I'll give her a little bit of throttle. Give her the bean.
All right, we're gonna try putting the wings down. Is this the one that was messed up?
Yes, it was.
So we were just out cruising the creek and we came upon these couple of clowns.
It runs pretty good.
Screwing around with this boat. I don't know what they're thinking of gonna do. We're gonna sit here and bother them while they do their thing. And
Oh man.
oh man. It sounds like they don't know what they're doing.
We don't.
Wings are down. We're gonna give her a ring.
More rain's coming, so we don't have.
We gotta start her up.
Oh crap! The starter bug's back there.
All right.
I'll just be slow with it. we're up.
It's wide open.
No, it's not.
It only goes that far.
Try it now.
Did you move that fin?
No. It can't stay up.
I think you're right. It needs more pitch in the prop. It's like if it just had a little more RPM or something, it would go. Feel it, you know?
Oh, it gets squirrely.
Dude. Ready?
Yep.
It's flying. It works. Kind of. The problem we're having, the engine shakes so much that the high-speed jet is backing itself out and we're losing power. Does it work? Yeah.
It was out.
It was out? It was flying?
Not for very far, but it flies.
Wow, check that out. Out of the water. That is fun. Luke looks ecstatic. Riley looks terrified.
It's barking.
Feeling.
It's so freaking crazy though. I never would have guessed it would get up like that.
I told him it would work. I told you. I knew it was gonna work, kind of.
John said I was doing 35.
I almost want to run it by myself and try it. I just don't even know what it's doing. Like, I can't even see. That seemed like the best run right there. Was the whole thing out?
Come look at this.
Oh my God, that is so cool. Dude, that works. It's like legit working. Look at that. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Freaking works. That's so awesome. That's amazing.
Just need twice the power.
You can need to mix up some more gas and do it again. That's a win. Thanks for watching. I love it. It's the best freaking thing I ever bought.